Welcome back to Msrmastersvision YouTube channel. Today we'll discuss about dialysis process or artificial kidney. Before going to the dialysis process or artificial kidney, so we need to know about the kidneys. So in our body, kidneys we can say vital organs. So what is the use of kidneys in our body? In our body, the kidneys are useful for filtration of blood. So when the kidneys are not functioning properly or when the kidneys are improper function, so at the time what is happening? Yes, due to the improper functioning of kidneys in our body, waste materials are accumulated. So when the waste materials are accumulated, what is happening? Sometimes it may cause for death also. Sometimes it may cause for death. Yes, in our body, which factors can restrict the flow of blood? Right. So the factors which can restrict the flow of blood is the first one, injuries. The first one we can say injuries. Yes, sometimes injuries it may cause for restriction of blood to the kidneys. So injuries it may cause for restriction of blood to the kidneys in our body. Sometimes if any infections takes place at the time, it can restrict the flow of blood to the kidneys. Right. Next, third one, high BP. Yes, sometimes high BP can restrict the flow of blood to the kidneys. Yes, sometimes high sugar levels can restrict the flow of blood to the kidneys. So when the flow of blood is restricted, what is happening in our body? In our body, waste materials are accumulated. How we can reduce the accumulated waste materials from the blood? By the process of hemodialysis, we can reduce the accumulated waste materials from the body. Right, here in the dialysis process or in the hemodialysis, here hemo means, what is the meaning for hemo? So hemo means simply we can say what? Hemo means blood. Hemo means what we can say? Hemo means we can say blood. We can filter the blood by using a machine we call as a dialysis machine. By using dialysis machine, we can filter blood, then we can separate the waste materials. This process is called as hemodialysis. Now we will see the process of dialysis. Now we will see the dialysis process in this picture. So if you observe the dialysis process, so from the kidney failure patient to main artery to, we can take out the blood, then the blood is sent into the pump. So in this pump we can maintain lower temperature. So in this pump what we can maintain? So in this pump we can maintain the lower temperature, that is 0 degree centigrade. So from the pump, then again the blood is entered into the, the blood enters into this pipe. Yes, in this pipe what we can add? We can add anticoagulant. Its name is very important. Yes, we can add anticoagulant heparin. So what is the use of heparin? Heparin can prevent the clotting of blood. Heparin can prevent the clotting of blood. So that is why we can take out the blood from the body. So sometimes it may cause for clotting. So for preventing the clotting of blood, here we are adding anticoagulant. Heparin we will add. After adding anticoagulant heparin, so from here the blood sent into the compartment. So this compartment we called as dialyzer. What we can say, this compartment we call as dialyzer. So if you observe the structure of dialyzer, here one inlet is there. Next here one outlet is there. Yes, inside what is there? Inside the dialyzing fluid is there. So here tube-like structures is there. So these all tube-like structures are embedded in the dialyzing fluid. Next, here inlet and outlet is there. So through this inlet, we are sending the dialyzing fluid continuously into the dialyzer. Here one outlet is there. So through this outlet, whatever the waste materials are separated from the blood, thus waste materials are sent into the outlet. Outlet to it is collected in a bottle. So this is the structure of compartment. Right, here from here the blood enters into the channels. The blood enters into the tube-like structures. So these tube-like structures we call as channels. So through these channels the blood is passing from one channel to another channel. So if you observe the channels, these all channels are connected to each other. Yes. So here from here the blood sent into the channels. Through the channels, what is happening? The blood is flowing. Through these channels the blood is flowing. So while flowing blood through these channels, if you compare the composition of blood and dialyzing fluid, the dialyzing fluid is similar to the plasma of blood. Now we'll compare here. Right. So this is the channel. Yes, inside the channel what is there? Inside the channel blood is there. Inside the channel, what is there? Inside the channel, blood is there. Next, on both sides, what is there? On both sides of the blood. Yes, this is the blood. Both sides of the blood, what is there? Dialyzing fluid is there. Both sides of the blood, what is there? Dialyzing fluid. Yes, this is dialyzing fluid. This is dialyzing fluid. This is dialyzing fluid. Right. Now here, if you take the dialyzing fluid, yes, sir. Inside the blood, what is there? Inside the blood, glucose is there. Inside the blood, glucose is there. Dialyzing fluid is also having glucose. Dialyzing fluid is also having. So inside the blood, glucose is there. Next, here also it is having glucose. Here also it is having glucose. Yes, blood it is having proteins. Yes, blood it is having proteins. Next, dialyzing fluid is also having proteins. Yes, here dialyzing fluid is also having. Yes, inside the blood protein is there. Next, dialyzing fluid also having proteins. Right. Next, here inside the blood urea is there. Inside the blood urea waste material is there. But here no urea. Next, inside the blood creatinine is there. Inside the blood creatinine waste material is there. But here no creatinine. So here, if you compare the composition of dialyzing fluid and blood, yes, the dialyzing fluid is similar to the plasma of blood, except waste materials. So in the blood, nitrogenous waste materials is there, but in the dialyzing fluid, no waste materials. There is no waste materials. So at the time, yes, here what is happening? Yes, from the channels or from the blood, waste materials are separated. From the waste material, from the blood, what is happening here? Yes, from the blood, what is happening? Yes, from the blood, whatever the waste materials is there, that waste materials are diffused from high concentration to low concentration by the process of diffusion. Now see here, in this picture, what is there? Through these channels, what is happening? Blood is flowing. Through these channels, the blood is flowing. So here blood is there. Next, here dialyzing fluid is there. So in between the blood and the dialyzing fluid, yes, here one membrane is there. What do you call that membrane? That membrane we call as a semi-permeable membrane. So here inside the channel, blood is there. Next, outside what is there? Dialyzing fluid is there. So blood and dialyzing fluid both are separated by a membrane we call as semi-permeable membrane or cellophane membrane. This membrane is allowing the waste materials from blood to dialyzing fluid by the process of diffusion. So here, by which principle the waste materials are filtered from blood to dialyzing fluid? By the process of diffusion. So whenever the blood is flowing through these channels, what is happening? The waste materials are filtered out from blood to dialyzing fluid. Then we can get what we can get? We can get clean blood. Then we can get clean blood or purified blood. After purifying the blood is sent into the warmer. So in this warmer, what we can do? Yes, we can brought the temperature of blood to the normal. Then again, what we are adding? Yes, here we are adding anti-heparin again. Anti-heparin we can add. Why? Because in that blood, if any excess of heparin is there, that heparin can normalize with the help of anti-heparin. Yes, then the blood sent into the veins to it enters into the kidney failure patient. Next, what is the duration of dialysis process? So the duration of dialysis process is 3 to 6 hours. What is the long-term solution for kidney failure patients? So the long-term solution for kidney failure patients is kidney transplantation. Kidney transplantation is the long-term solution for kidney failure patients. So in which year kidney transplantation started? That is very important. The year 1954. Kidney transplantation started in USA or by the doctor Charles Huffnagel.
In India, kidney transplantation started in the year 1971, Christian Medical College. Well, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Have a nice day. Bye.